Inside Biden's decision to go public with his ultimatum to Israel over Rafah, hours and hours of virtual and in-person meetings between Biden's top national security lieutenants and their Israeli counterparts were intended to send the same message. According to officials, there are other ways to go after Hamas, Biden's aides laid out, that stop short of invading a city where more than 1 million Palestinians have gone to seek safety. Officials said, takeaways from day 14 of the Donald Trump hush money trial. Daniels pushed back on claims she was untruthful about her sexual encounter with Trump, saying that the story was true. Even as she was confronted with inconsistencies in some of the small details of her account, Israeli operation leaves Rafah's hospitals overwhelmed. Medics say more than 1 million people sheltering in the southern Gaza city are at risk of being deprived of healthcare after the Israeli military began a limited operation against Hamas on its eastern outskirts on Monday. The largest of the city's 3 partially functioning hospitals, Abu Yusuf al-Najjar, had to be hastily abandoned the following day after staff received an evacuation order and there was fighting nearby. The hospital's dialysis department had been the only surviving one in Gaza, a lifeline for patients suffering kidney failure. The Israeli advance has also cut off access to the nearby European Gaza hospital in Khan Yunis, where critical patients were being referred for surgery, as well as the nearby Rafah and Kerem Shalom border crossings. India election. Modi's divisive campaign rhetoric raises questions. He was expected to boast about achievements like generous welfare programs and space flights. He was to reaffirm that the new Ram temple in Ayodhya represented a cultural assertion for India's majority Hindus. Even foreign policy was anticipated to influence the ballot, with the publicity boost afforded by Mr. Modi's hosting of the G20 summit last September. Opinion polls have predicted a third, record-equaling landslide win for his Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP. At another rally, he warned women that the opposition would confiscate their gold and redistribute it to Muslims. He accused the Congress of orchestrating a vote jihad, urging a certain community to unite against him. Mr. Modi even said the Congress would select the Indian cricket team on the basis of religion. U.S. airman shot and killed by police in Florida. Senior Airman Roger Fortson, who was 23 years old, was taken to a hospital where he died, officials said. A lawyer for the victim's family, citing a witness, alleged the police burst into the wrong home. Police have disputed the claim and said the deputy reacted in self-defense after he saw Fortson armed with a gun. The airman was shot on the 3rd of May at his home, located 5 miles 8 kilometers from the Special Operations Wing at Hurlburt Field, Florida, where he is based. Israel's war on Gaza live. Months of horrors worsen as aid cut. Completely heavy fighting underway in Gaza's southern Rafah as Hamas fighters fire rockets and mortars and detonate explosive devices with Israeli troops and tanks pushing deeper into the city. An estimated 80,000 Palestinians have fled Rafah and thousands more are attempting to leave as Israel's ground invasion ramps up. USC holds graduation event with no mention of protests or war. A hastily arranged party was held instead of the usual ceremony. In Washington, protesters at George Washington University camped near the White House,